to sort of communicate why Latter-day Saint scouting is still important. That's up there as well. Okay, there is, from the BSA, a social media playbook. This is a guide that, and every 6 months it gets more and more out of date as social media changes. But there's some really great material there if you're starting out and you want to learn about some of the things you can do. It tends to focus a little bit on blogs, and not a lot of people are doing blogs anymore. But again, a good resource. So there's the QR code, or you can simply do a search on BSA Social Media Playbook, and you'll be able to download that. Okay. How are we doing? Are we doing okay? Is it coming at you too fast, or are we okay? All right. All right, keep going. Yeah, stop talking. Keep going. All right, well, we're almost done because I want to get you to lunch, and I want you to interact with some other folks. But first, we need to take a selfie, okay? Guess what? The social media guy wants to take a selfie. Big surprise, right? All right, so here's what we're going to do. Since the lens won't get the whole room in, we're going to start over here. So I want you guys, all right, look like you're just having the best time. Give me a big wave, okay? There you go. Get a big wave and smile. Okay, now, you ready to outdo this side? Ready? Okay, we're going to do this side now. Okay, here we go. Wave. Perfect. All right. Guess where that's going to get posted this afternoon? Yeah. I already posted a moment from Governor Herbert's address. I don't know about you, but I was crying. That thing out, it was awesome. So that's already up there on our social media channels. Okay. One of the things that I love that Zoom really crystallized for us is that creating an online presence is making sure that your community knows that you exist, how to find you, and again, reinforcing that decision that parents have already made to commit time and resources for them to be a part of this. Okay, with that, here is, dangerously, our email addresses. If you have a question about any of the material that we have talked about today, because we are just barely at the tip of the iceberg on this topic. If you want to understand more about social media, if you want to ask, how did you do that? Let me know. And Zook, sorry, I put your email address up there without even talking to you about it.
If you want to ask questions about how to recover a site.
Yeah, in detail, there you go. With that, we're just a couple of minutes here. Do you have questions? Because we went through that material really fast, but I'd love to know if you have specific questions about what you saw on the screen or what we talked about.
Neil, I have a question for them.
Yes.
This seems like an awful lot for the Scoutmaster to do in addition to all of their other stuff.
Yes.
How does a Scoutmaster or a COR or a committee chair do this in addition to their role?
They don't. Yeah, what you do is you utilize the same principle that we use in forming committees and having people pay attention to advancement and camping and outdoor activities. You want to find somebody that is passionate, maybe has a little bit of knowledge, maybe willing to make some mistakes, but wants to learn. And so you want to look for somebody to come and really focus on this as their role in contributing to your unit. All right, microphone over here. Thank you for running. Good job.
So for Zoom, Charlene had a question about what is the average cost of setting up a website, and then I have a comment after you.
The average cost of setting up a website is generally free because most places will offer a free hosting package for the first X amount of time. Your initial cost is time. The amount of time and effort it's going to take you to set it up. In which case, if you are an old pro, give it a couple days. If this is something brand new to you, your first 6 months of just setting up the website. It is the ongoing cost after that. On average, typically around $30 a year. That's usually bog standard bare minimum. So, and your mileage may vary.
Great. That's really good advice.
And then my quick comment is, we got contacted, my wife and I, from our social media about a service opportunity because this lady saw that we do service, And she had been doing something pre-COVID with some other units that no longer exist, and they found us on social media and saw that we did service and reached out. So we're picking up some opportunities there.
I love it. And just go to Just Serve, by the way, justserve.org. Look for opportunities where your unit can go in there and then document the heck out of it, put it on social media, and show the value that you're delivering to those youth and to those parents by having them engaged in those kind of activities and not the ones that concern parents. So great.
We have a mic on this side now too, so Mike doesn't have to do
All
everything.
right. Any other questions? Quick. Yeah. Here we go. So it was a test.
You're still fast.
Kind of back to my original question,
Yeah.
how do we get people to get to our online presence?
Okay. So one of the things that you want to do is it goes hand in hand with recruiting, right? So there's a couple of different ways you can do it. And to simplify something that is an entire career for some people. So one of the ways that you want to do it is make sure that at all of your events that you're sort of advertising your social media channels or your website, whatever you want to do, so that you start to build a community of the people that you're already working with, right? So you want to make sure that every parent is subscribing to that so that they're a part of what's going on. That's the first thing. It's just grassroots, typical recruitment. You just want to make sure that they know, right? The next thing is there's a way to target audiences on social media by paying for it. So it's paid advertising, but it's very reasonable. And if you are the owner of your social media channel on either Facebook or Instagram, this is the business that they're in. This is how they make their money, is by selectively targeting audiences that you define with your social media. So not only do you have this sort of organic approach, but you can boost that. That's literally what they call it, is boosting a post, by selecting audiences, right? You can say, I would like all of the adults between the ages of this and this who reside in the state of Arizona and are interested in music. If that just happens to be who you want to go after. You can be very, very specific about the targeted ads because that's what business these social media platforms are in, is gathering that data, understanding who people are by what they post, what their likes are, and then you target ads to that group. Again, you're not selling a product per se, you're selling an experience, and you're selling a solution that we talked about before. What problem are you solving with your Scout unit? And that'll help you define what you're going to do. So those are two ways of doing it.
We got another question that he's heading over to. Raise your hand. But while he's doing that, in addition, scouting is kind of unique in that, as Neil said, we're not selling a product, but also the people who are searching for us know what they're searching for. You know, and so trying to cast a wider net of saying, oh, I want to catch everyone in my zip code who's looking for an after-school program may not be the most efficient use of time or resources. You are looking for people who know about scouting. And so that's why we really stress, just hit the streets, make sure people know your unit exists, that you're not dead. And oh, by the way, hit us up on and put your tag.
I would also add with that, tagging is so important. If you're tagging people or different groups and whatnot, then that really helps people that are searching, because they'll be like, oh, well, I know Rolly's son, or I know Zook's son. What are they up to, type of thing? And oh, maybe that might be something that my kid can do as well.
So here's a great example. This is Troop 20 in Highland. They just happen to be involved in Vanguard, so I know about it. But I love their social media presence. They make sure that all of the activities they're doing, especially courts of honor, service they're providing, earning awards, that they are documenting this. So if you're looking, I can't remember who it was over here that was looking for a troop and refused to engage with a troop that didn't have an online presence, looking at this, you're like, I know what this unit is doing and it is healthy, and I want to be a part of that, all right? So another good example. All right, with that, was this a good use of your time? Okay. we want to make sure that we keep that up. If you have questions, please reach out to us. If you need opinions, we have no shortage of opinions. We'll be happy to share those with you. But we really, really want to encourage you to help make this a part of your recruitment efforts and also to make those parents feel good about the decision they already made. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll see you later, okay? Thanks.